So they put the soil in those containers. Would not think that you're in Australia right now.
G'day and welcome back. I'm the Clueless Traveler, and in this episode we're gonna explore sunny Sydney. And did we end up in Asia or not?
Good morning, still from Ferrol. And I have a quick walk with Rocky. So yeah, what happened is that yesterday they already arrived. And the plan for the moment... Come boy, come. Yeah. Yes.
Have a good day, mate.
Good day. Yeah. So what the plan is now is that we were supposed to leave tomorrow, kind of, because this house sitting was until the 3rd of the, well, today. I mean, yeah, today's the 3rd. So. But they already came back yesterday. She said that it is okay for us to stay a bit longer. She likes to, have company. So okay, sure. And in the meantime, I tried to then fix a train or a car to get to Melbourne, because we booked the tickets with the return flight from Melbourne. So yeah, that's time to see the city. And we're trying to still get to Ivanhoe in New South Wales, which is actually the last place that we still have to visit where my dad has lived. We couldn't visit that before because of the floods. So in the meantime, I've been looking at the car rentals. They are very expensive because the one-way fee is super high. Before we did that also, but the one-way fee was either very minimal or not there. The last time we didn't even have to pay it. But this time it's all like 600 euros. Which is, insane. And also it is like 20 hours driving to go first to Ivanhoe, then back down to Melbourne. So then the other option was take a train to Melbourne from Sydney, and then rent a car, go up to Ivanhoe, and then go down again to Melbourne, same place. So you don't have the problem of the one-way fee. So that's what we did in the end. So booked the night train from the 6th. So we're staying here longer. And then we have a rental car. Immediately we pick up the rental car the 7th. When we arrive from the train, we go to pick up the car and start driving north. And we have the rental car until the 11th. And the 12th we fly. So that's gonna be a tight schedule. But to be fair, we have a pretty chill location now. We are almost 2 weeks in this place. In the end, we arrived here the 24th. We'll be until the 6th, so it's a pretty chill place. We don't have to run around. And then the last part of our travel is gonna start. Well, I finally managed to find post stamps again, so there we go again. Another one. Let's go, buddy, let's go. Well, we're back at the memorial location in Sydney for round 2, because now it's open. And it looks pretty good. Very nice. It looks like a little bit like inspired by Canberra, where we were before. And yeah, we can have a look inside now. So this is soil from every town in New South Wales, I think. Yeah. So they put the soil in those containers so that everybody is represented in this memorial. It's very interesting. It's a little bit similar to what we do in the Netherlands. We have in Amsterdam also the memorial, and we put from the 12 provinces dirt in this memorial. So those are one of the famous battles that they had fought in from the First World War and other wars. And they also collected the soil from that location. So that is represented in this memorial. Very interesting. Here's Tobruk, El Alamein, Mediterranean Sea.
I keep saying it, Australia knows how to make memorials, museums, to remember their veterans and to remember their fallen heroes. Because every one of them is always impressive, well maintained and just beautifully done. Whereas in my country, the Netherlands, most major cities have one, but there is no museum included, maybe not even a sign, so most tourists probably don't even know what the hell it is. And I really think that this makes a very big difference to make it right in the center of your city, accessible to everybody, and most of the time I see people with their children inside, interested in the history and learning stuff that we should never forget. And to top it all off, it's all for free. Whereas in the Netherlands you have to pay 10, 15, 20 euros to maybe enter any kind of museum, churches or exhibitions. But in Australia it's more important to spread the information and to not forget than to earn money. It's all based on donations. And most importantly, volunteers. Because everywhere you go, you have people behind the counter, tour guides, people giving information, and of course all the administrative jobs. And it's all volunteers. And as you can see, not as big as a real museum. It's more like a very big information center. So you don't need hours and hours to look around, but you can just casually walk in, have a look around, and leave again within 30 minutes maybe. So I definitely recommend when you are in Australia, in one of the big cities, have a look at the memorials. Even with kids, it's very interactive, very playful. They have those big touch screens that you can click on things and zoom in on things, and it's going to be a very interesting experience for everybody.
From here we go up into the memorial itself. So we just went to the museum part of it. This is the memorial. All stars, little stars. There we have the First World War, France and Belgium. And there we have Gallipoli. And here we have the flame of remembrance. Eternal flame. Eternal flame. That side is the New Guinea and the high seas, and that's the Egyptian-Palestine place. Yeah. Very Art Nouveau.
Very Art Nouveau, very artistic.
Very nice. Yeah. So here we are in one of the main streets in Sydney. This is the expensive street with all the brands, and up there is this giant overhang clock. Very, very, very cool. But I don't want to be the guy that has to change the time once in a while. And this is it's a very nice shot actually. Yeah. Post office and everything. That entire building is about pearls, apparently. It used to be a bank, and now it's only about pearls. Very expensive, probably. Yeah, pearls everywhere. Oh, look at that huge mural. That's a very big one. Huh. Wow. That's a proper mural. So today we're back again at the Opera House. Today the sun is shining compared to the other day, so we can also admire it in the sunshine. In the meantime, there's a giant cruise ship turning around. And we can hopefully go to the front of the Opera House, because that was closed off because of the fireworks show. So hopefully they cleared it up, so we can also watch the other side of it. The concrete sails, sort of. So here we are in front of the Opera House. Finally to one of the biggest landmarks, and at the end of our journey almost, ironically. But that is the opposite side. That is where we were with the New Year's Eve. And it's, if you see the building there with the big cross, the church cross, that grey building left of that, that's where we were. So imagine, we were sitting there for so long. But we were very lucky, because here on this spot you would pay a lot of money. And there we didn't buy anything. Just, you know, we paid for that time.
Yeah, you only have to wait for about 7.5 hours.
Yeah, well, either way to do that anyway, probably. Yeah, so it was definitely worth it. Yeah.
I'm sure it's October.
So up there is, if you actually have a ticket, you can go towards the whole concert hall. Which is the furthest you can get if you don't have tickets. They have a lounge area here and a shop over there, and that's it. The ticket box. And the theaters and the concert halls are above. And they also have a restaurant, of course, here. But yeah, everything is very concrete.
Yeah.
The concrete linings and stuff looks. Yeah, I don't know what kind of style it is. I think it was unique in general. It wasn't really specifically a style, I think.
German bunker style.
It was just
German bunker style.
yeah. But yeah, at least we saw something inside, at least, sort of. Having a drink at the Opera House across from the bridge. And our homemade sandwich. Because we're still Dutch. And we have to finish it. So yeah.
Cheese and mustard.
Well, no. Cheese, bacon. Yeah, bacon on it.
Ham.
No, it's bacon. Yeah. Cheese, bacon.
Bacon food.
No. Yeah. The old wharves and the old, well, wharf buildings. I mean, old for here, of course, but it looks very nice with the old brick stones.
Yeah.
Compared to that new age building over there, for example.
Yeah.
And this very new apartment complex.
And that awful looking construction behind it.
And there we have some factory, old factories and stuff like that. This actually looks pretty cute.
Oh yeah.
A flowery entrance.
Wow.
1788. Oh, this must be very old for here. 1788. Yeah, very nice. Whole different feeling to walk beneath it. Yeah. It's a different thing to be below it. And imagine that people can actually walk above it. So on the very top you can see people walking above. It's a tour you can take, which is pretty expensive. That's also why we don't do that. But if you specifically come to Sydney, it's something to consider. Yeah, so you can walk across. I think it was maybe 150 euros a person or something. I don't remember. But yeah, it's a good view. Here's the different side of Sydney Opera House, and in the distance the other neighborhoods around here and the entire harbour. Very nice. This is called Dawson Point, with a lot of wind.
Yeah.
But there used to be those cannons like this one. Never used, never used. And it can move 180 degrees. Look at that. Huge construction. So this area is called the Rocks, and it is an archaeological place now after a lot of protest from the Aboriginal community. And this is more or less their beginning story or origin story. And now they have an information center and a museum around here. But what we could read before was that they had to fight for this recognition around here and protest the building of the bridge, for example, and other buildings around here, because they considered it well, theirs, of course. And now at least they have sort of reconciliated a little bit. But now it's a little bit in a hip place, sort of semi-industrial hip place with bars, restaurants and stuff like that. Yeah. A little bit of a European feeling. Christian Dior. Everywhere you have the contrast with old and new. So this is a new building, corner building of an old, old, so very thin. Then there's new next to it. Contrast everywhere.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you so much. Oh my god. That is the most adorable thing I've ever got given. Hi, beautiful. Hi. Oh my god, he went and picked
That's the couple that I met at the beach in Furl before this week. And they play around. So later I'll have to talk with them.
Oh my god.
That's funny.
I'm gonna pop it over here. Thank you. Alright, feel free to have a dance and sing along with me with this one. Feel free to have a dance if anyone wants to come down. We'll just avoid the cars. 1, 2, 3, 4. 25 years of my life is still trying to get up this great big hill of hope. Yeah, yeah, yeah! I said, hey, everybody! What is going on? Thank you very much, Virtual Circus. Thank you for spending this beautiful time with us. We appreciate you very much.
Well, we're waiting here at Redfern Station. It's just 7 minutes left, but we have waited for approximately an hour, and it has started to rain and thunder also. So this is the last good day of the rest of the week, but we're gonna stay here. Now we're waiting for the train, and we will arrive home 10:30, more or less. So it's still 1 hour to go. Oh, good morning. This time we are in Nan Tien or something, which is a stone's throw away from Furl. And we're going to a pagoda and temple complex. I don't remember which country specifically, I think Vietnamese. But it's called Nan Tien temple. And it is a bit random because we are now in an industrial zone almost, with all industrial complexes around here. But here is the entrance to the temple. And apparently there's also an institution here, like a sort of university slash college, I think. So we're gonna find out what it's all about. But here we have the entrance. Pho Quang Shan Nan Tien Temple. It is the year of the rabbit, yeah. The year of the rabbit. And it says, may benevolence and harmony bring peaceful well-being, and abundance and joy yield auspiciousness in our lives. And up there we have the gardens and stuff like that. Big parking, so we're gonna have a look around. So here we go up the steps to the pagoda. And let's see what it's all about. If you can go inside, if you go up. It definitely feels like you're not in Australia anymore. So unfortunately you cannot film inside. So yeah. Here we have this, and you can take a look there. Yeah. Well, you can have a look inside and then tell you later what it is. So they have a calligraphy room and a chanting room, and the main Buddhist, the Buddha basically in the center. And that is where they have small amulet kind of things on the walls with the names of deceased people, and there you can then pray and leave offerings, like the how do you call those things? Incense things, or rice, apparently rice or food, things like that. That's very interesting. And in the calligraphy room, they have students probably that learn calligraphy and they can practice calligraphy, and you can also practice it if you want. And the chanting room has very small, I don't know if it's actually a Buddha, but similar person on the wall, and then families somehow can rent it or something. This is a sculpture for the bees, to remind us that bees are very important. This is called the Tower of Silence, and this thing is supposed to be a metaphor for a flower or a tree. And they have this tradition of putting stones on top of each other and balancing them, which on itself is a little bit like a meditation, because you need to be very patient. Here we have another sort of temple. This is an inauguration monument. Alright. Inauguration monument. Yeah. So yeah, if you look around here, you would not think that you're in Australia right now. It's very beautiful. And very peaceful. Wow.
Right now we're in Chinaman Square.
Yeah, right.
In the gold tree.
Very nice.
Golden tree.
Unfortunately, also here you cannot film inside. So we will tell you afterwards what it was about. But the outside already looks very impressive. And of course in Asian culture you have the swastika, which in Europe would be forbidden, but here you have the swastika, and here you have the swastika. But it's actually a very ancient symbol, and it actually means peace, ironically, and things like that. But yeah, of course in Europe it's forbidden for obvious reasons. Well, the swastika.
Oh, that, yeah, but that's on a different angle.
Yeah,
On this
also.
angle it means peace.
Yeah.
On a slight angle it means.
Originally it's a peace symbol. So inside they have 5 Buddha statues. And they all have a different hand position, which is has a different meaning. So one of them is for concentration, the other one is about wealth or something, and the other one is about well, the positions in east, west, and stuff like that. And they all have a different color. And again, like in the pagoda, they have like small Buddhas and amulets, people that are deceased or something like that, and bigger ones, smaller ones. Wonder how it works, how somebody gets into that, but yeah, it's very interesting to see that, especially here in Australia. So down this route is a pilgrim's lodge, but this is a nice walk anyway, between the lanterns. They all have wishes, I think, on them. So yeah, over there is the pilgrim's lodge, so actually people can stay here in an Airbnb, well, in the bed and breakfast situation. Oh, lizard runs away. For if they want to stay here longer. And here's the big pond with koi fish. Beautiful lily flowers. And oh, there are pink and white ones. Beautiful flower over there. Very rare that a lotus flower blooms.
That one's the biggest. I found that one. Or that one.
So here we are at the little bar cafe underneath the stairs, actually. And they're just gonna try out some spring rolls, or lumpia as we call it, with chili sauce. And the verdict is very authentic, probably. So that's the other side of the temple complex. Also couldn't film in there, but it's the same principle, but this time it's a Buddha in there with several hands holding several items. So like weapons or arrows or something like that, and they all have their own different meanings, of course. It could be confused, I think, with the Hindu gods, also with many arms. I'm not really proficient in both of those religions, but it nevertheless looks very interesting. And yeah, you wouldn't say that you're in Australia right now, definitely. And here we have the bridge that connects you to the institute. So they built this bridge across the motorway. And there you have an institute and a gallery and a museum and everything. And apparently there they have some kind of education. I don't really know what they can teach here. Probably Asian studies, probably something like that. Or specifically just Buddhist studies or something like that. I'm not really sure. But yeah, very interesting place. So it's a very new institution, and they don't like you to film anywhere. But this And so there they have a museum explaining how this actually came to be here, which is kind of interesting. And here they have an art gallery, and it's just from 2015. And here they have little arts from kids for the new year. But yeah, we're gonna go head back down to the train again and see if we can get out of here. But it's very interesting, a very interesting place. Oh, we have left the temple behind us, and we're gonna meet up with an old friend of my dad. Well, not really an old friend actually, but more like a friend of his brother. An acquaintance from Ivanhoe a long time ago, because my dad actually doesn't really talk to this person. Trying to find my way to this nursery place, because that's the business that he has, a nursery of trees and plants and stuff. So yeah. So these are very small pine trees from those are the seeds. That's what he grows over here. That's the big version. That's one of the big versions. That is the halfway point. Well, not really halfway, but it's really getting into something. And apparently, according to Lance, they used to ship them out to Europe for Christmas trees. You should think that we have enough, but they also want the Pacific ones from here, apparently. Alright.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. You're not going to take that one.
No, just this one goes around.
People can rent a lot here or something, and it's a community farm. And then here you have again also courgette and tomatoes, mice, peppers, a rhubarb over there, banana trees, and the tomatoes. Yeah, it's nice. Oh, there we have, I don't know what, I think it's also some kind of rhubarb, white rhubarb probably something. We don't really eat rhubarb that much in the Netherlands, at least. I mean, I never do. Ah, here we have some chickens. A very elongated house. Interesting. Looks quite nice. Last day at the beach here at Furwell. Tomorrow we leave. Very feisty sea today. There's a very big waves. Whee! Going. Woo! Yeah, that's it. He's living his second tube. Oh yeah, that's all, yeah. Now get off.
Yeah, what's he doing? What's he doing, Jack? Rocky? What are you doing?
Only got two, Rocky, you only got two.
Your turn, Rocky, your turn.
Well, one more too.
Okay. Don't go backwards.
You're never too old to enjoy life. And with that we end the episode. This was also the last episode of the house sitting, and let me know in the comments what you think of this concept. Thank you for watching, see you next time.